So there is a trans genocide happening in America right now. If you're watching this and you don't live in America, there's a trans genocide happening right now. And as a member of the community who is not like in a great financial position and like doesn't have a lot of resources, doesn't have a lot of knowledge, it feels like super fucking helpless, and I don't know how to help my community other than like using my platform to like bring attention to things. So that's what I want to do today. The thing I want to talk about is I'll put, you know, information here, and I will add the link in the description as well. But it is Mercury Stardust's second annual TikTok-a-thon for trans healthcare. I can't fucking speak. It says kicks off March 30th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure if that's going to be like a live stream, like a live on TikTok or what. But it's co-hosted by Jory, also known as Alluring Skull. So if you're like on queer TikTok, basically, you'll know who both of these lovely women are. And it is benefiting Point of Pride. They're raising up to $1 million, and so far we already have 85K. I think this has been up for about a week by the time I put this video. But last year, Mercury planned to raise $24,000 in 24 hours, but what she ended up doing was igniting her audience to raise $120,000 plus in a day. This year, she aims to raise $1 million for trans healthcare in 30 hours live on screen. So it will be live on March 30th. Here's what your donations are for if you are able to donate, if you choose to donate. I seriously urge you, if you have the extra money, to please donate to this, because like I said, it's a trans genocide. It's not just like discriminatory laws, it's genocide. That's what's happening. Free chest binders and femme shapewear mailed discreetly to recipients in 50 states and 98 plus countries and counting. These garments will help trans folks live more safely, comfortably, and authentically and come to no cost to the recipients. Access to permanent hair removal services for trans femme folks, often considered a cosmetic luxury and unaffordable for many in our community. Access to gender-affirming surgery and HTR services for trans folks, many of whom lack the financial resources and/or inclusive health insurance coverage needed to obtain healthcare, especially in the states that are already passing bills. And if they're not full laws yet, because again, I'm not super up to date, I'm not super educated on things like this, gender-affirming surgery and HTR services are being completely blocked in most states in this country. The vast majority of recipients are trans, youth, folks with disabilities, and folks living in rural/unaffirming regions. Read the full announcement, and it's more information there on that link, so when you check out this link, you can click that. And about Point of Pride. Point of Pride is a trans-led 501c and 3, I'm not super sure what those mean off the top of my head, nonprofit that provides gender-affirming support for trans folks across the country and around the world. Learn more at their link. About Mercury Stardust. Mercury Stardust is a professional home maintenance technician, performer, and award-winning activist. Known widely as Trans Handyman, her unique brand of compassionate education in home repair space has earned her internet fame. With over 2.2 million followers on TikTok and over 180K followers on Instagram, Mercury spreads DIY knowledge and love. Her expertise includes rental maintenance, landlord negotiations, clogs, drywall painting, minor electrical repairs, caulking, and more. Personally, Trans Handyman came up on my radar on TikTok when there was a girl talking about how an abusive ex was like stalking her and breaking into her apartment, and Trans Handyman like blew up with super cool like locks that you can buy and ways to like enforce them at home without like additional purchase. And I thought that was fucking incredible, because for me, she came out of the fucking woodwork and was like, I understand what's happening. I can protect you. She's fucking incredible. And about your co-host, Jory, also known as Alluring Skull, it says right there, is a content creator, advocate, and artist. During a Black Lives Matter protest in 2020, she was arrested on live stream for protesting peacefully the rights of Black people nationwide. I saw that video and I fucking cried. And that moment was clipped and went viral. The hardship she was faced as a Black trans woman has shaped the content she makes and created a space that seeks to help the quality of life for so many marginalized Americans. She has built a platform over 2.3 million on TikTok and 132K on Instagram, where she regularly shares her insights on social issues, looks, comedy, because she believes in advocacy and the joy are keystones of liberation. Please, 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 if you want to call yourself an ally in any way, shape, or form, please be checking out this link specifically. Please donate if you can. I don't have really the financial means to, but I'm going to donate regardless, because I am a member of the queer community, and I'm incredibly like privileged at this moment in time to be in a state where so far none of these bills are being passed. Nothing about my livelihood is being threatened where I live. Doesn't mean it will stay that way, but currently I am in the safest and most like privileged position I can be, especially because I'm white and like female presenting. So I'm incredibly lucky and privileged, and I feel super helpless because I don't know what I can do to help my brothers and sisters and gender nonconforming friends in the community. And it sucks and it's awful, and everything's on fire. And I want to just do whatever I can. And right now what I can do is share these links and donate where I can. So please be checking out these links. And also, if you are trans or non-binary and you're here watching my channel, you guys specifically, obviously the full community, but you guys specifically, hi, hello. I hope that however long these videos are and how, I'm gonna start crying, I'm sorry. I hope that my channel can be like a fucking relief, can be a break. You can know that you're safe here with me always. Whatever I can do to help you in any way, shape, or form, please know that I'm doing it, because I love our community and I love you. Woo! Okay, I need a little sip of coffee. I have a headache, and if I start crying, it's gonna get worse. Hello, Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Hi! Today we are doing, I have other videos planned. I am waiting on a specific thing to come in the mail that I purchased a few months ago, but you know, we had to wait till it was done on like pre-order and everything, so I'm waiting for it to come in the mail because there's like two kind of separate ideas for a video that I'm going to put together, and I'm really excited about that specific video when it's time to put it, but because it's not here yet, because it's not time to make that video, I'm making this video instead. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a headache, I don't feel great today, and I'm like a little like, So I still want to make this video, I'm still gonna have a good time with it, but please know that if I'm a little cranky in this video, there's a reason. But some point last year, I don't remember, it was probably, I don't remember when I made the video, but at some point last year, I made a video talking about the top fics for the ships that I tend to lean to read more often of on AO3. So it was like the most popular fan fictions of like Steve and Bucky, Steve and Tony, Styles and Derek, Lincoln Ganondorf. I didn't do Lincoln Sidon, I should have. It was the top fics that, you know, people that read Steve and Bucky fan fiction, it was the fics that like had the most kudos, had like basically like the fan favorites of that couple. What I want to do today is I want to tell you through all of my bookmarks, through all of the ships, what my favorite one is. Because I think especially the Steve and Tony one, I think I have an unpopular opinion on some of them, on like what like the best ones are. But it's, you know, it's my personal opinion, and I want to tell you guys which ones are my favorite and suggest them to you if you're like part of these fandoms. Sorry, I'm trying to like talk and read. So I have a list. Okay, I have to go through these kind of individually and find them, because you know what? I'm gonna do Styles and Derek first. Now, I think I've said in the last AO3 video, and I think I've said it on my page before, but especially because I want to talk about Derek and Styles first as like what my favorite fic of all time for them is, out of all the ones I've read that exist on AO3. I have never seen Teen Wolf in my life. The most I know about Teen Wolf is what I have seen on Tumblr when it was popular and all of my mutuals were reblogging things about Teen Wolf. Not that I don't want to watch it, I just have never actually watched it. And the thing about me, which I think I've said before, is because I was on Tumblr in like, I think I joined in 2010 or 2011, I know enough about most popular fandoms on the internet that I can get by in a conversation with like a friend or somebody that's like very interested in it and it's like one of their favorite things. I know enough to get by. Fair enough, with Marvel, I'm starting to get things confused between is that canon or is that fan fiction, but I know enough to get by about most popular fandoms if I haven't seen them myself. So the first fic I want to tell you about that I will 1000% always recommend if you want to read Styles and Derek fan fiction is Stilinski's Home for Wayward Wolves, I Can't Fucking Speak by Owl Post Again, which I don't remember if I talked about in the last AO3 video. It was actually posted in 2013, so whoo! At least your puppies knock first, Style snorts. Here I thought their alpha raised them to be well-mannered. There's a sign, Derek responds stiffly. Styles, whose curiosity outweighs even his hardest of grudges, abandons his chilly facade of nonchalance in a heartbeat. He jumps right up and all but pushes Derek out of the way in his effort to get to the window. And sure enough, when he leans outside, there's a laminated strip of cardstock duct taped to the vinyl siding. Don't forget to knock. Styles gets cranky when we scare him. Or, in which Styles Stilinski moves to Beacon Hills for his junior year of high school and accidentally adopts a pack of teenage werewolves. I fucking love that fic. You need to understand, as somebody who's never seen Teen Wolf before, that is one of the best fanfictions I've read of all time. I can, like, when I'm reading this fic the way it's written, I can see it. I'm watching the show in my brain. It's perfect. It's so fucking good. And I think from the understanding I have of the show, again, I haven't watched it, that it really, like, I think it did the characters really, really well, because the thing about fan fiction authors is they understand the characters better than the actual writers of the shows. So, I can never recommend it enough. It's so good. It's fantastic, especially the end. Like, what happens at the end? I won't spoil it for you. It was posted in 2013, but I won't spoil it for you. It's so good. It's so good. Let's do Steve and Bucky, because my Marvel phase I think is over for the most part. Like, obviously I still am interested in like Marvel here and there, but my like active obsession with it I think is pretty much over. But let me get into Steve and Bucky, because I have 11 pages of bookmarks for Steve and Bucky alone, and I know that there's a fic or two in here that I will go fucking feral over. So give me just a moment. Okay, sorry, camera angle might be a little different because my camera started overheating. Okay, anyway, I found it. It took me a couple pages, but I found it. So, I'm embarrassed, but I'm not embarrassed. I just feel like it's different from like saying it in the group chat to saying it on the internet, but I say everything on the internet. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, my favorite Steve and Bucky fic of all time, out of my 11 bookmarks of all the Steve and Bucky fics I have read on AO3, my favorite one, and understand that this is gonna come with some tags. So, best Steve and Bucky fic that I'm gonna recommend, asterisks, not for the weak-hearted, I guess. I'm gonna say The Kept Boy by Mooney the Jedi 394, which is one of my favorite Stucky authors of all time. Here is James Barnes, the most dangerous alpha, so it's ABO, just so everybody is aware, in New York. Rich, powerful, cocky, and short-tempered, his only skill greater than his persuasion or intimidation is his marksmanship. Head of the, I don't know how to say that, it's a Russian name, crime family, so it's also Mafia AU. Inherited over the heads of the late, a Russian name that I don't know how to pronounce, own sons, who he had deported when they attempted to murder him. And top of Interpol and the FBI and the CIA, probably the NSA's most wanted list, but there's never enough evidence to bring even a parking ticket against him. Mwah. As it had been for New York's Bratva since the late 1910s. His company smuggles weapons, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, exotic animals, you name it, but you'll never find a shred of proof. If land barons still existed, then Barnes, owning the property in all the 5 boroughs, the state, the country, even the other continents, would easily be one. When you think of the Russian Mafia, you think of Barnes. Here is James Barnes, gracing the scum and lowlifes of Brooklyn with his presence. And here is Steve Rogers, not so cheap yet consistently broke hooker, sitting on his lap like he belongs there. Very rapidly, that makes him the most dangerous Omega in New York. It is ABO. It is, it's Shrinky Clinks? Is that what it is? When Steve is pre-serum and Bucky is like Winter Soldier-esque, like, hench man. It is my favorite Stucky fic. Most of my other ones are shorter, they're one-shots, things like that. This is my favorite long fic. It is ABO. It is porn. I'm gonna be honest with you. Does it have like a porn with plot tag to it? It has a lot of specific porn tags, and it says safe, sane, consensual. So it is porn, mostly. And I think it's a very good plot point, and the Mooney the Jedi has done, I believe, a second part to it as well, which I've kept up with. They haven't been actively updating it, but it's fucking good. 10 out of 10. I love a Mafia AU, and I specifically love Marvel Mafia AUs. Don't get me started. Okay, the next, I understand that Stony is so, what is the word? Not confidential. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue, I can't think of it. You know what word I'm looking for, right? I understand that Stony is like a divider in the like Marvel gay community, but this fic that I'm gonna tell you about, it's my favorite Steve Tony fic of all time. It was posted June 19th, 2012, so like very shortly after the first Avengers movie came out. So you need to understand before I recommend this fic that this person wrote it with like the bare bones, like Joss Whedon like character that we had of Steve and Tony, okay? This is bare bones. They took the garbage that we were given with the first Avengers movie and made fucking magic. So I want to recommend Semaphore by Devil Doll. I'm trying to like you, Tony. You're just making it very hard. Steve Rogers / Tony Stark. And that's it. That's like the entire description. It is... I am not kidding when I say that Semaphore changed my brain chemistry. That is in memory, because I'm sure I've read like other fics and other like gay slash and all that, like, you know what I mean? I was on Quizilla, okay? My like first bits of fan fiction were like self-insert Naruto spin the bottle on Quizilla. God. So this was like the first fic in my memory that was like full length, like there was a lot happening. It wasn't just like select your character and go to the next screen. Like this was the first like full length feature film in memory. It genuinely altered my brain chemistry. It changed the way I looked at fan fiction. It changed the way I was looking at Marvel, like coming into popularity in 2012 and everything. It just changed me. It changed my brain chemistry. And again, I know that Steve and Tony, like, as a ship is very, like, divided in the Marvel community, and I'm trash. I will fully fucking admit to it. I've said it in multiple videos before. I've made videos about, like, specifically Tony Stark. I am a, like, fandom Tony Stark stan. I love him. So, this was influential to me. And like I said, it's from 2012, so it's very bare bones. Like, Steve's personality is very, like, first Avengers Steve Rogers. It was before people really started to, like, get in depth with him. And instead of being like, yeah, this man definitely acts like he does in the Avengers, before people started being like, he was literally disabled in Brooklyn in the Great Depression. Like, no, like, that's not how he acts at all. It was before all that. But I think it is, like, if you had to make, like, a history of like the fandom and everything and like go through each ship and kind of make like make like a timeline of like influential points on the timeline, this Semaphore would be on the Stony timeline. I'm telling you. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna do Tony and Bucky because, again, like I said, I'm trash. And I'm a Tony Stark stan. But this one is Bucky, Steve, and Tony. This is my favorite of like the three of them that I have bookmarked. The Rain is Gone by Punk Rock Hades. Tony Stark is dead, or at least that's what the world believes, that the great Iron Man was killed by Captain America in the Civil War. But if there's anything Tony Stark has proven over his years, is that he's difficult to kill. And if there's anything Steve Rogers has proven over the years, is that he's not a murderer. I am fucking feral about this fic. There's so much. There's like, I don't want to spoil any of these just in case any of these like you guys want to read, but one of the tags is age regression / de-aging, but it's not de-aged. Tony Stark is now like the next tag. It's not what you think reading those. So if you read those and you're like, ooh, no, hard pass, it's not what you're thinking. You get pretty much all of the information you need, if not in the first chapter, then the first 2 chapters. You get all the information you need, so please, like, give it a chance. Give it a chance. If you liked the description of it, Give it a chance. I know some tags can be off-putting. You have to read it. It's so fucking good. It's so good. We love a poly ship. We love apologies, and the best apology is changed action. We love it. It's so good. Other than just like gushing about how like gay and fantastic it is, I don't have a lot to say without spoiling things, which is frustrating because I know I spoil things badly. I know I'm bad at spoiling things. I do it all the time because I want to talk about things so that I want to tell you like the entire plot of it, and then you can't watch it anymore or read it anymore because I've ruined it. There's a specific Bucky and Tony one I'm looking for. There's a specific one. I'm seeing so many others as I'm like scrolling through, and I know, like, I want to suggest all of them. I just want to like open my bookmarks and show you guys all the ones I read because I have no shame. Oh, fuck, that one's really good too. Oh, that's not the one I'm looking for, but that one's really good, the one I just scrolled by. I want to recommend all of these, but I'm trying to only pick like one of each because I could be here all day. Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna find it. Hold on. I'm on the last page of my bookmarks. There it is. Oh, I love this one. So the one I'm gonna wreck you for Stephen Bucky is The Devouring of Hearts by Rei Shipyu Uchiha? I don't know if I've talked about this one before. I feel like I've read that name out loud before. Possibly on camera. Tony's gums ache for a split second, fresh blood flooding her mouth before she swallows it, so it's female Tony verse. And in the next second, that curl of darkness inside her sits up and decides that Howard's continued cruelty and abuse will no longer be allowed. Tony licks the blood from her now too sharp teeth before she plants her hand on the floor in front of her and pushes herself back onto her feet. This time when Howard lashes at her, Tony ducks low and avoids the blow. Crouched on the hall floor, sharp nails digging into the dark wood beneath her, Tony hisses, takes a moment to calculate, and then she leaps. It's Stephen Bucky, right? Bucky, like, the relationship part doesn't come until much later chapters. It is 7 chapters long. I don't think Bucky shows up until chapter 5. Not important. If you want, like, shipping, like, a relationship, but you want mostly, like, plot, read this one. Especially if you're into, like, Addams Family and a little bit spooky. I am obsessed with it. I go back and I read that fic constantly. That is, I don't know how to check it because I heard somewhere that you can see like how many fics you've read, or like how many, like, you can look to see like how many times you've read a fic. I don't know if that was just a rumor or if it was true. If I could figure that out, if that is a true fact, that will probably be at the top of all the fan fictions that I've read for how many times I've read it. It is such a good story. It's female Tony. It's like a little bit of Addams Family dashed in there, which is kind of a spoiler, but not really. It's Tony and Bucky. I keep saying Stephen Bucky. It's Tony and Bucky. It's tasty. And it's Rhodes. Rhodey is in there so much, which is like beautiful because I love like Tony and Rhodey friendship, especially in fandom. It's so good. It's so good. I'm trying to go through my bookmarks now and just like find any other ones because of like how long I was super into Marvel and everything, most of like my bookmarks that I can like easily access without having to scroll through everything are Marvel related. So I'm trying to go through the like most recent pages of bookmarks just to see if I can recommend you guys anything else if you're not into Marvel. Okay, well, you're getting the rest of this video on my phone because my camera died. But yeah, it was mostly Marvel. It was like one of Teen Wolf, but the rest of it was Marvel, so I apologize for that. I do have more, but like I said, my camera died, and I need to film on my phone, so I'm not able to access them right now. I will, if you guys want a part 2, let me know. If you want me to end it here and just not talk anymore about this stuff, then that's totally fine. I understand. Let me know if you want a part 2. But those are the fics that I can recommend for now. Mostly Marvel. Marvel was like a big part of my life for several years. I want to say like, God, these dates are probably very off, so I apologize if my friends like immediately come and they're like, that's bullshit, it was there longer. I feel like it was mostly between 2016 to like 2021, maybe like 2022. So I have mostly Marvel bookmarks, which I can't really do anything about. I was before my camera died, I was trying to find like recent stuff, like fandoms that I got into more recently and have more interest in. So like Heartstopper. I have a couple of Our Flag Means Death, even though I have never seen Our Flag Means Death. I have some Legend of Zelda stuff because that's a fandom that I always come back and forth to because I love the gay ships in that, but I also love Link and Zelda occasionally. What were other ones I had? Well, like Love Between Fairy and Devil. You know, I'm bisexual. You know, if I'm shipping a male-female ship, that they are the absolute fucking standard. So Love Between Fairy and Devil and Love in the Air, because that is a drama that I watched recently. And I have one Kin Porsche fic that I've read that I really like. It's not finished, and it's of Pete in Vegas that I recommended to a friend of mine who has watched the show and really likes it. So I have other stuff that I could recommend. Let me know if you want a part 2, or if you're like, this is bullshit, I'm not doing this anymore. That's totally fine. I completely understand. I waited about a year to make another one of these videos because I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and please be checking out that link, the link that Jory and Mercury Stardust are doing. I'm not gonna start crying again, but it's super important. And by the time this video goes up, I don't know like what's happening in the world. I don't know how many more bills have been presented. I don't know what has been put as a law and no longer a bill. Everything's scary, and it is literally a genocide. And if you don't believe me, look up the definition of a genocide and look what's happening to the queer community. And the United States is fucking garbage, and it's never been good, and horrible things have been happening for years and years and years. It's never stopped, but I always want to try to use my platform and talk about this stuff as much as I can and provide links and do whatever I can as an ally to any community. This I don't want to say it this way because I don't want it to come across like I don't care about other communities as much, so please don't take it that way, but this is directly affecting my community. And like I said, I am in like the safest, most privileged position I can be right now. Like female presenting person, white person, straight pass. Like I'm bisexual, but I'm straight passing. Like I am, and I'm in a state that is like incredibly safe for queer people. But members of my community are being killed actively. Whether it's like straight up like stab, or it's like they are going to kill themselves because they do not have access to the care and safety that they need. So please be checking out that link. Please donate in any way that you can. I'm going to be donating as well. I'm not always able to donate to causes like this, even like no matter how badly I want to, because I need to be able to pay bills and eat. I'm going to be donating. Just pay attention, please. Love your trans friends. Let them know that you love them. If you can do anything to help them, please do it. I love you, trans friends, trans community. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking all over the place, but I love you. You're safe with me here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!